Now let's randomly rotate the text. The syntax is that simple as always. You say, for example, rotate it by 45 degrees, and you get this. By the way, there are some caveats when applying rotate and translate transformations at the same time. But in my case, it's not important because anyway in my library everything is intentionally chaotic. If you want to apply multiple transformations, you just put them one after another like this. So I will tell it to rotate by some angle. I suppose this rotation shouldn't be extremely wide. I will try a range between -20 and 20 degrees. To get a random number in a range, I will use this method from Mozilla. Let's try it. Looks quite strange, but in general it does the job. Let's go back to default behavior. Well, that's more reasonable. And the text is really cool. Now I think I can use this function to make getTranslate more concise. It's actually quite stupid to call mathRandom twice. But first I'd better move this random function to a separate utils file. And employ it here. This stuff will become not the final step length, but the maximum length. And then I have to find a random number between negative and positive limit. Refresh. Good. Now I can't resist trying other transformations. Let's try to zoom in and out using scale transformation. Let it fluctuate within some modest range. A small zoom out and a small zoom in. Now I have to do something with this monstrous line. I'd like to change it to something like this. And now I'll try to replicate these smaller strings. Translate, rotate, and scale. Now something is broken, and the console is dreadfully clean. Here is the problem. Again, I forgot about units. Rotation should be in degrees, and translate should be in pixels. Let's fix that. Okay, now it's alive again. And what's more, now we have rotation. It all looks great, but I think for someone it might be too much. Let's make it possible to switch off scaling and rotation. If a user says that it should not rotate, then don't add this property. And the same for zoom. And of course I have to set default options. Now let's get rid of rotation. Good. And the same for zoom. Disappeared. Now only translate is changing.